Welcome back to the Real Estate Voice with Barb Schlinker, the weekly radio show that informs and educates you on how to buy or to sell real estate with Barb Schlinker, the owner of Your Home Sold Guaranteed Realty. Now, Barb, when home sellers are planning to put their homes on the market, how do they, let's do the whole thing from the beginning. That sucked. Sorry. We'll go from the beginning. I'll count us down on a new clock. 3, 2, 1. I'm Richard Randall. Welcome back to the Real Estate Voice with Barb Schlinker, the weekly radio show that informs and educates you on how to buy or to sell real estate with Barb Schlinker, the owner of Your Home Sold Guaranteed Realty. Now, Barb, when home sellers are planning to put their homes on the market, how do they make sure that their home is the best home available in their neighborhood, and why is that so important?
Well, Richard, it's a great question. And the way you do that is with knowledge. So that's one of the things that we do with our clients. We take a look at what has sold, which gives you substantiation for the appraisal. But really what we're also looking at is what's available out there. And we're helping them position the home to make sure that the home does not get eliminated online. You know, people don't sell homes every single day. Some have never sold a home, and that's fine. Technology has really changed. Even in just the last 10 years, the imagery has gotten so high tech that the buyers expect it. They expect great pictures, and they will eliminate homes if they don't have all the pictures. They will eliminate homes if they don't like the pictures. So you really want to make sure that you're hiring an agent that knows how to handle marketing and knows how to position the home to get you top dollar, because buyers eliminate homes online. You've got less than 1 minute to make an impression with that buyer. Otherwise, they're moving on. They're not even going to come back to it again. And we just don't know who they are, how many they are. Most buyers tell me they're looking for a very specific thing when they look for homes. And if they don't see what they're looking for, they cannot be enticed to come look at your home. That's a big shift that happened since we gave all of the listings up to the internet and got great technology and great pictures. Even in 2005, 2007, when I go back and look at listings back then, most of them didn't have more than an outside picture. That's it. Or if they had a few inside pictures, they were poor quality, very pixelated. So the technology has come a long way where buyers are actually making a decision to make an offer based on the pictures solely without going to look at the house. I recently had one client tell me that each house gets 5 clicks. That's it. If they don't make an impression, boom, they're moving on to the next house. Well, the average agent doesn't really pay attention to this. They just think, oh yeah, I'll take some pictures with my smartphone, stick it up in the MLS, and some other agent's going to bring me a buyer. Doesn't work that way. You got to really prepare to be the best home on the block. And it involves certain rooms are really, really important. They did a study to figure out how much time a typical buyer spends looking at homes. It's actually less than 57 seconds. And this is what they look at and in what order. The outside, the curb appeal, 20 of the 57 seconds, and all the rest are pretty even, followed by the backyard, followed by the living room, followed by the kitchen, the master bathroom, then the master bedroom. A lot of people argue with me about that order, but that's what they look at. So that gives me as an agent information on how to help the sellers prepare to get top dollar for their home. And did you know, Richard, that most agents actually spend less than $89 a month on marketing at all? At all. Did you know that?
Amazing. I mean, compared to the marketing, not just the listing that you do, that is pitiful. There, I just said it.
And you know, I'm not even convinced they buy business cards anymore. I get so frustrated when agents go out and show my properties where the seller is living in the home. They've allowed them to come in, open a lockbox, come in the house and show the home, but they have no idea after the agent left whether they were there or not, because these agents can't be bothered to leave a 1 cent business card in the house to let them know they were there. I don't know why they're not doing it anymore. It was a courtesy that agents used to do years ago, but they don't do it anymore. So it just drives me crazy. But anyway, that aside, when we do photos for our listings, we want to make sure those are great and those are stacked in the proper order, and that we're eliminating photos that don't enhance the value of the house. Really, home sellers have no idea who is eliminating their home based on photos. But if you're not sure, have a family member look through your photos. You wouldn't believe how many people call me and say, my house is sitting on the market, it's not selling. And I'll look at it and go, yeah, there's some things you can do, but I can't interfere with your contractual relationship. So if you want to make a move, give me a call after you've canceled that listing. But marketing is a huge part of the whole process. And it's preparation for the picture, which involves staging, decluttering, making sure your curb appeal is right, making sure you have great photography, virtual tours, talking ads, even drone imagery. So let's talk about staging real quick. Staging is an absolutely important piece of the process. And we have 3 different kinds of staging. One involves bringing furniture in. Sometimes we do that. Sometimes we actually digitally put the furniture in the imagery. And the MLS has all these silly rules. Like we also have to have a picture of the empty room to make them happy. And they've been, I got 10 violations last week from the MLS. I don't know why. They're always picking on me. It's kind of funny. They said this has always been the rule, but I've always done it that way for years, and all of a sudden it's a problem. So I have to respond.
People who don't do it are too lazy to do it, and so they want to call you out for doing it. You're ahead of the curve,
Yeah,
and that's not your fault. That's their fault. They ought to catch up.
it's all right. I just have to deal with it. But we provide support from interior designers. So sometimes they work with your decorating, tell you to put that away, box that up, put this over there. Maybe remove some of the excess furniture in the house. Almost everybody lives with excess furniture, so that you're actually prepared for photo day. And why stage it all? Why does it matter? There are some people that think that homes look better empty, but they actually don't. It's hard to see where to put furniture in an empty room. Unless you have an artistic brain, and which most people don't. I'm not one of them. If you look at an empty room, if I look at an empty room, I have no idea what to do with it. I don't know if my furniture will fit. That's what buyers care about. So according to the National Association of Realtors, buyers will pay anywhere from $3,000 to $15,000 more for staging, and we include it. And many agents just put very little effort towards staging. I'm showing some imagery right now where there's dog toys on the floor. There's a bunch of junk on the counter, including a bag of dog food. It's really important to make the pictures look good.
Here's
Here's
that
one.
big hole in the middle of all of the cabinets?
That's where a dishwasher was. That's no longer there.
Who wants to buy that?
That's what I'm saying. It's not hard for me to find these pictures. Usually it takes me about 5 minutes looking through the MLS where other agents are putting these pictures online of their listings, hoping somebody will come in and pay hundreds of thousands of dollars for these homes. And it just doesn't work, but they don't know. Staging, bringing in furniture sometimes really makes a difference. We sold this home for way over cash. This is an example of digital imagery. It was an empty space, but we actually took a picture of the actual room and digitally enhanced it. Here's another example where we actually brought in furniture. It was a high-priced home in Old Colorado City. I tried to do it myself, and the seller wasn't too happy with what I did. So I finally grabbed my interior designer and said, okay, fix this. Obviously, I'm not doing this right. And she came in and the end result was fabulous. And we sold that home for way over asking price. But basically, the whole objective of this kind of marketing is to create demand for the home. You want to get the buyers so they want to go and view your home. Otherwise, they are going to sit in their fuzzy bunny slippers and eliminate your home online. So if you want to hire an agent that knows how to do this, give us a call at 719-301-3900. Richard.
You're listening to the Real Estate Voice. That's Barb Schlinker of Your Home Sold Guaranteed Realty. And you can reach Barb at 719 301 3900. I'm Richard Randall, and Barb and I are talking about home buyers and inspections. And Barb, when it comes to home buyer inspections, why is it so important that the photos of a home look great?
Well, if they don't look great, the buyers will eliminate the home in less than a minute. They'll just swipe on with their phone. They won't even be bothered to go look at it. They won't spend the money on the gas to go look at the home. You want the buyers to fall in love first with the online presentation and then come to the home and be further impressed when they get there. But what most agents do is they just don't even bother. They take pictures of it as it is. So I spent a little time this weekend looking at some bad pictures online, and I found some really good buyer repellent images. I call them buyer repellents. So I don't know if you can see this picture, but it's a picture of a house with a root of a tree that's obviously uprooted. Looks like the tree's been cut down, but the root's sticking out about 6 feet above the ground. Now, what would you think, Richard? Would that even make you want to go look at it?
No, when you talk about curb appeal, I get that we have windstorms. I get that there are problems with trees. You cut them down, they fall down, whatever. But either wait until you can take a good photograph, take a photograph from a different angle that doesn't show that, because that's not what people are buying the home for. Or you
Right.
probably have somebody, a digital stager, who could make sure that that wasn't even in the photograph. Either way, it looks horrible.
Yeah. And, the next step beyond looking at it online is they're going to drive by. I think what it is the agents assume that, oh, because the price is, quote, lowish, that everybody's going to buy this house no matter what the condition is. But you have to deal with these issues up front. Here's another one. I love this one. So this one is just the carpet's bad. It's dirty. And then the front of the home, the bushes in front of the front door are so overgrown you really can't even see the house. Here's another one. It doesn't look good. These are what I call buyer repellent. Here's another one where all the bushes are overgrown. In front of the access to the garage is a big stack of dead twigs and branches. I mean, it would take 10 minutes to clean that up for the picture, or a virtual assistant could digitally remove it as what we do. We would still remove it because we know buyers drive by. So the first step is the online elimination. The second step is the drive-by, right? And you have to pass both of those tests before a buyer is going to reach out and say, hey, I want to see this home. Here's some other images of really, really old looking carpet. There was probably hardwood underneath that. Here's another picture, same house, low price point. So they couldn't be bothered to make it look good, but just simple things like there's a bunch of junk and it looks like cleaning materials sitting on the kitchen counter. It'd be so easy to fix this, and they don't bother. You want to make sure you are not repelling buyers with photos. You want to attract them as best you can. So we use professional photography after the staging's done. We use talking house ads. We use drone imagery, every tool that we can to get all the buyers to want to come and see the house, because we don't want to repel buyers. That's a huge mistake that most agents do. We want to make sure we're using photos that do not cause the buyer to eliminate the home. And no, we don't show every nook and cranny of the home. We don't show the inside of closets. We don't show the inside of garages. We want to make sure the buyer says, yes, I must see this home. So if you're thinking of making a move, give us a call at 719-301-3900 or go to barbhasthebuyers.com. Richard?
You're listening to the Real Estate Voice with Barb Schlinker of Your Home Sold Guaranteed Realty. That's the name, and that's Barb's guarantee as well. And if you're thinking of making a move, just call Barb at 719-301-3900 or go ahead and visit barbhasthebuyers.com. A short break. When we come back, we'll be discussing how to get multiple cash offers on your home. You don't want to miss that. Stay tuned.